I want to give an update of a couple of videos. A couple of people had some questions. I wanted to clear that up. But when I talked about how I met my wife and how she has been labeled as a gold digger, my previous marriage, I think the divorce papers were filed in 2009. We went through a 2.5-year divorce. I can go on about that, but it's a racket. I think it was just legal bills piling up, and it could have been solved very, very early. But it's just a racket. And so 2009, the parenting plan, which was finalized in 2012, that's part of the divorce. Here is a picture of it that says 2012. And then I met my current wife, Sophia, in 2014. So 5 years after I split up with separated from my previous wife is when I met my current wife. So no way she could be a homewrecker. But if you're looking for a reason to hate a woman and you can call her a homewrecker, that validates your hate. But she isn't a homewrecker. But, you can hate her for other things too. So, and I've seen that over and over. But also, I want to clear up about the threat situation that I have been deemed a threat to Silverdale Baptist Academy. They notified me through the email that I was texting them and emailing them threats, a barrage of threats. So I have been accused of threatening them several times. And I just want to say that if you walk into a grade school as a threat, you will end up dead. Everybody that has ever walked into a grade school as a threat leaves that school in a body bag. No exceptions. There may be one or two that, were captured and they end up life in prison. But the majority of these people leave the school in a body bag. So you enter a school, they see you as a threat, you end up dead and in a body bag. And that was the situation I was in. And it was, they were very clear that I was a threat to them. And so clear that later they even called the police on me and shared that with the police. And I am such a big threat that they even called Homeland Security. It's right there. Silverdale Baptist Academy reported me to Homeland Security. So that's the kind of threat they see me as. And court testimony from the head of security at Silverdale says that they are on alert, and there's 3 gunmen there that are on alert for me. They're watching for me. And they are on alert, and they are weaponized. They have guns. So if I walk, they see me as a threat. And if I walk into that school or on their property, I will be considered a danger. Dangerous enough that they have 3 armed gunmen alerted for me. And when that happens, you end up leaving the school in a body bag. And so that's a choice that I made with my wife, was that it was not safe for me to go to school there, to go to that school, or for my daughter to go to that school. So when it was determined that my daughter had to go to that school, she lost her father. So I have another daughter that needs a father. And I am of no value to her debt. Now, my oldest daughter, the court wouldn't let me change the life insurance policy. If I was shot and killed at Silverdale, she would have got $1 million. That's how she would have benefited. But she lost her father. And I'm not sure what the benefits are of a child losing their father. What are the benefits of not having a father? So, one benefit for her would have been $1 million. But for my youngest daughter, there's no benefit that she has for losing me. But I wanted to share that with you, that everybody that walks into a school as a threat ends up in a body bag. And Silverdale has been very adamant that I am a threat. Texting and emailing threats I have been accused of. Calling the police on me, and also calling Homeland Security. So I just wanted to clear that up. And I don't know if it's, I just want to talk about threats again. Sorry, I had to take a break there. It's pretty difficult for me to, talk about all this. And I do get triggered. I get these visceral responses inside. And that's what I got every time I dropped my kid off at school or I was in Silverdale. I got this sick, visceral response. And that's PTSD. It's how my body's reacting, to the fear of leaving, of getting killed, just from being at a place that has accused me of all this horrible stuff. And so what happens to people that are accused of making threats to schools? They end up in jail. They end up arrested. Do you think I want my face on television because of what Silverdale has falsely accused me of? I don't want that on television. I mean, how would that affect my dental practice? It's just tough. It's just tough. It's really tough. You just want your kid to get an education and drop her off at school and have peace. They had wonderful teachers there. They had wonderful teachers at Silverdale. And my daughter goes to the school now. She had wonderful teachers there. They write us little notes, send us text about what wonderful parents we are and how good my kid is at school. And yeah, never had any trouble. I never had stepkids. They went to a couple different schools. Never had any trouble. I even had, staff at one school come in as patients and just, and I always tried to tell the teachers that I appreciate them. But there was something else that I was going to say. Oh yeah, a few years later after I was accused of all this and just decided I wasn't safe at Silverdale and I can't have these visceral experiences every day. Can't have that. My body can't take it. My mind can't take it. And so, I'm not going to have a episode PTSD, which I didn't realize it was PTSD at that time. But I'm not going to have an episode PTSD episode every time I'm there. I feel like I'm going to have to run from them, or I'm going to have to duck. I'm going to get my head blown off. I'm going to get shot. Be careful with your cell phone. If you hold your cell phone up, be careful. They may say, "Oh, it's a gun. He's got a gun," and you're just on edge. You're just on edge the whole time, and your body can't take that. But there was an episode. There was something that got on local news and television about they wouldn't let a kid go to that school because of the hair code, and he had black kid. He had long hair. And, I know about the hair code because my kid had to change her hair. She had blue streaks, and so that's against the hair code. So I know the hair code. And I'm like, so now, my kid's Dominican. So she has, a lot of her DNA comes from Africa. And she's considered black. Her DNA would tell her she's considered black. And so here's a picture of her grandfather. He does not look like he doesn't look like a white man at all. So that's her grandfather. So anyway, a black kid can go to school there because he broke. And I was like, man, there's all kinds of white kids breaking the hair rule there, because I know the hair rule. Yet you can't have hair over your ears, over your eyebrows, and to your collar. And I'm like, there's all kinds of white kids breaking that rule. Why are they just enforcing it with this black kid? And so he got in the newspaper, and and then before that, the day before it came to the newspaper and on television, we got an email as parents from Silverdale. We got an email that said there's these media posts and social media posts and phone calls, all these 75 phone calls or something, but there are no threats. The very next day, that was 31st, March 31st, April 1st, the very next day, Silverdale got on television and said, threats from around the country. So now I'm not the only one that's been making threats there. They say they're coming from around the country. Country's sending them threats now. And the threats are for sheer violence. That means death. Sheer violence means death. So there's threats of death from around the country coming in.
Phone calls started, and just the sheer violence of them. Phone calls started, and just the.
So you think I had an episode with that? You think I had an episode with that? Daddy. You know, they're accusing me of. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, yeah. Yep. So, you can't let the black kids go to your school with breaking the haircut. Yeah? You can't let black kids break the haircut. Can't do it. Can't let them do it. Can't do it. You can't let him do it. I'm going to make another video. It's called Darvo, D-A-R-V-O. I'll explain all that. I got all the documentation, but I'll make that, and I'll make that video, show it to you. But it's like an us against them. That's one thing cults do. They try this us against them, and we have to come together. We have to come together as a family and become stronger and all that. And one of the ways they do that is to act like a victim. So this black kid can't go to school there because he's breaking the hair rule, and they're the victims. The whole country's mad at him now. They're the victims. And my kid was left alone because I wasn't treated like the other parents. I couldn't go to the field trip with the other parents to pick my kid up. They said I had to wait where no other parents were, and my kid was left alone. So, all right, I'll have more later, but yeah. If you are a threat to children at a grade school, you end up in a body bag. My kids, she'll be in 2nd grade next year, and they have a policeman there, SRO. And if a threat comes into her school, I want him to take that threat out. I want him to take that threat out. I want him to take that threat out. I don't want my kid harmed at all. Yeah. He needs to do what he's trained to do, and that's to eliminate a threat. Yeah. That's what he needs to do.